Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro by Map It Forward, friends. I'm your host, Lee Safar, and today on the podcast, who is going to win in this war that we currently see happening between the idea of hiring staff or should you just automate? This is a question that is being faced by small business owners across the globe in the coffee industry, no matter how big your small business is. Actually, even corporates are facing this very challenging situation right now. You've got companies like McDonald's and Starbucks and all of these kinds of places super struggling to get staff. And the question is, do we abandon the idea of looking for staff and just automate? Or do we continue to try and attract staff and just figure out what the golden kind of package is? Like, what's the sweetener that the labor force that does want to work in the coffee industry wants so that they will be attracted to work for different companies? Is it just higher wages? Is it a mentoring program? Is it a wellness program? What are these things? So this is what we're going to be exploring today. If you are looking for consulting services for your business for 2022, head to the show notes. In the sponsor messages, you'll see links to our consulting services and testimonials for people who do use our consulting services. Check them out. Consider getting in touch today. So, automation versus humans doing the work. Who's going to win in this battle as our industry tries to figure this out? The labor shortage that we are experiencing around the world isn't going away for a lot of reasons. Most of those reasons we created the problems ourselves as an industry. We didn't pay enough, we didn't train enough, we didn't mentor enough. We have too many small businesses fighting over the same customers, and a lot of those businesses aren't being set up well. We have a race to the bottom in pricing, which means that there's less time to invest in teams because you're not making enough profit to invest in cultivating your team's knowledge. All of these things, right? All of these things are creating problems for why our staff do want to work in this industry and don't want to work in this industry. But now what we're faced with is that businesses are at crunch time. They either have to figure out how to hire the right people. Check out the previous episode for an example of a company called That Cafe in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, that is doing an incredible job of hiring their startup team. But many businesses are not going to have the leadership. They're not going to have the finesse and leadership that a business owner like Saad Al-Ala, who owns That, is going to have. So what they don't want to put in the effort to cultivate people. They want fast. They want, they don't want to put the effort into building a culture. They'd rather just automate. Which of those two models is going to work in the future? That is going to be one of those scenarios that is going to play out and shape the future of our industry. And I will suspect somewhere that's a hybrid of those two models is going to be where we land, where we've got less people in the cafe, and the people who are in the cafe are going to want to work in a meaningful way for the business. And they will hand over work that they previously used to do to machines that can be automated and make the customer experience even better because it's faster and it's more consistent than when a human was doing it. But the people who are going to work in cafes into the future are going to have many more expectations than if they are to stay with a business than what they have now. And what I think that the model will edge towards is, if you've ever been to an Nespresso cafe, what you see is that everybody in the cafe is super well dressed. It's a very clean environment. Everything works very easily, very smoothly. The staff are very present. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about, but you feel attended to. The coffee doesn't taste good at all, but it was quick. And I didn't feel that the person who was engaging with me when I went to an espresso cafe, I didn't in any way feel that I wasn't the main focus as the customer. They didn't seem distracted with machines and doing any of that stuff. It was awesome. I just wish that the coffee tasted great and that the person knew what they were talking about, but that's okay. That's not where I think we're going to end up. I think we're going to end up with a version of that where the barista is going to know what they're talking about, and that the coffee is going to taste amazing because automation is going leaps and bounds into the future. And so this is where I think we're headed, in a hybrid of automation and brilliant team members. But time will tell. I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Let us know in the comments section or on social media. Peace, love, and peanut butter, friends. Have an amazing rest of your day.